Hello guys, welcome to DCC NIT-A. Today we will solve code forces around 8821 question number 2, where we have an array of length n and we have to perform some operations on it, where in one operation we have to choose L and R and multiply all the elements between L and R by -1. So, and finally we have to find the maximum possible sum of the array and by performing minimum number of operations on it. So for finding the maximum possible sum, we have to just change all the negative terms into the positive terms and finding the total sum of the array. So to convert all the negative term into the positive term, we have to perform the operation. So for changing, let's see the first test case. So for changing this -1, we have to perform one operations, which is L is equal to 1 and R is equal to 1. And for changing these two negative terms, which is also done in one operations, which is like for L is equal to 2 and R is equal to 3. So these two will be converted into positive in one operations. This -8 is converted into one operation, which is L is equal to 6, R is equal to 6. So for this test case, the minimum operations is 3 and the total numbers of sum is 27. So yeah, it's correct. And so for the next test case, let's see the next test case. For converting -1 and -2, it is just convert into single operations, because whenever we multiply -1 with these elements, it becomes 1 0 0 2. So it is converted into positive terms just by in one operations, and for -3 it is just converted into +3 by one operations. And for this test case, the whole negative means -1, -3 and -7 is converted into positive just in one operations. So here minimum operations is 1 and here minimum is 2, and it's just same for the remaining test case also. So let's move to the code part. Here I take the input of the array and I have declared the maximum sum and a temporary variable and an operations variable. So I run a loop from 0 to n -1, sorry, and here I get the maximum sum by adding all the absolute value of all the elements of the array. And here I count the minimum number of operations to change all the negative terms into the positive terms. So if the negatives come, means if the negatives come at the ith element, I increase the temporary variable just by 1 and make the flag mark true, so that it means that the negative has come in the rule, negative element is come. And if the continuously negative or zero element is come, uh, so if the negative element is come, I increase the temporary variable, and if the zero is come just after a negative element, it also increases the temporary variable. And finally, if the positive element is come and t is not equal to 0, means there is previously negative, continuously negative or zero elements. So here t is not equal to 0. If t is not equal to 0, I increase my operations variable but just by 1, means in one operation the previously all the elements converted into the positive element and reset the values, and finally I return the output. So I think it got clear. Thank you guys.